now you've got Anthony Brown. He is profoundly disappointed in the fact that parents can opt their children out. And I find it disappointing that we have an attorney general who believes so little in democracy. All these times we spend all this time ranting and raging, oh, democracy is under attack, but you have a group of parents, which by the way are religious. And so, and by the way, if you watch the coverage about this, by the way, you'll always see, well, these are religious parents. And what comes to your mind? Well, you're thinking like white evangelical focus on the family style conservatives that are just trying to impose their morality on others. Well, that's not the case. These are actually, ethnic minorities, particularly people from, the Middle East and other parts of the world that are actually Muslim. Right? In fact, the main organizing coalition, they're Muslims, which is why they say religious. I guarantee if these were white evangelical Christians, the news media couldn't help but say these Christians are trying to stop and everything. Well, they only say religion because it is actually involving a very strong and quickly growing group that is socially very, 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 very conservative. And so I kind of take note at that. But I find it profoundly disappointing that we have an attorney general that believes so little in parents having a little bit of say over what their children are learning in school. Why do they feel it is so vital to force parents to allow their children to be exposed to content that is legitimately philosophical? And I've been trying to drive that point. Gender ideology, gender identity, it is philosophy. It's not biology. It's not rooted in any sort of scientific basis. It is a philosophical framework that goes all the way back to, even Greek philosophy, and even prior to that, who am I? What does it mean to be me? A lot of navel gazing, right, to that extent. I put this in that same category. Do we want schools taking a dogmatic stance on philosophical positions? We generally dislike that. Like if I went and said, you know what, I'm a teacher and all of our kids are going to listen to Adventures in Odyssey, and some of you are like, what in the world is Adventures in Odyssey? Well, for people from my background, very strong evangelical, this was a children's program from an evangelical organization that basically taught, moral lessons and character lessons, but from a biblical evangelical perspective.